Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining this session of bus tracking for schools. This morning, we're going to show you how to log into Synovia, which is the application which we use for GPS bus tracking at Fulton County Schools. I'm going to show you the help menus and how to get additional information on how to use this application. I will then show you the school monitor, which is the recommended application within this system that I highly recommend for the schools. I think you'll find it to be the most helpful view. And then we'll finish up with a look at just the normal fleet tracking, how to look up an individual bus by bus number. So let's start on the login screen. The login screen is login.synovia.com. It is a website-based application. You're going to use the email address that you've been told to use, which is normally your Fulton County schools address, although we've recently gone to a policy of setting up one account per school. And in that case, you'll use whoever was the first person set up at your school will need to share the information for this application with you to be able to use it. Multiple users can be logged in at the same time with the same account information. That's not a problem across different devices. So I'm going to use my email address. 87428 is the account number that identifies us as Fulton County Schools. I'm going to put my password in. I'm going to sign in. The default screen is fleet tracking, and fleet tracking is where we can look up an individual bus. If we want to look up an individual bus, we can do it by selecting one of these drop downs. Most of us in transportation would use the vehicles list and then just type a bus number here, and then see it will show me the current location of that bus. So this is how we would do this and how dispatch would do it. But for a school, you might choose to do the schools drop down, and that would be, let's just pick one here. We'll do Abbots Hill. Probably not much going on there right now because that one's already delivered to the school, but we'll still see all the buses that are assigned to Abbots Hill on the map. So there's a couple of ways to look up a bus. Now let me show you what I think is the most helpful view in all of Synovia for schools, and that's going to be under the comparative analysis menu. The menu in Synovia over on the left-hand side, if you drag your mouse over there, it will open up so you can see all the different options. You're not going to have as many options as I do since I'm a system administrator, but you will have core and comparative analysis. And core is where fleet tracking was, and if you ever need to get back to it. But it's the default screen that's going to come up when you first log in. But the one I want you to use is under comparative analysis, and it's called School Monitor. The School Monitor is going to pull up. First of all, you're going to be able to select which school you're looking at. So I have Alpharetta High School defaulted right now. So let me just look at Alpharetta High School. I'm going to hit apply. If you want to change your school, it's just a matter, it will display over here on the left, whatever schools you have in that pop-up selected. And I happen to have these 3 schools selected. So if you need to change anything on that ever, you can always go over here to add school, and it's going to bring that pop-up back up, and I can unselect something if I want, and then re-hit apply, and it's going to update my list. In most cases at the school, obviously, you're just going to have just your school. So let's take a look at Milton High School. If I highlight the name of the school that I selected, and it's going to highlight in green, it's then going to give me some tabular data at the bottom here, and then you'll see all the buses associated with that school on the map over here with the school highlighted in the middle of the screen. And you'll be able to see all the schools, all the buses coming in, all the buses leaving as the bell times come and go. I really like this screen because it shows you in one place everything that's happening for your school. It's a very easy screen to use, and it's probably a good one to keep up with somebody on a monitor in the front office while things are going on in the afternoon and in the mornings while buses are in motion. You can see the school name shows up here, the route that's being driven. This will mean something to transportation. It may mean something to you because we use the bus number, and then we'll put AM or PM depending on whether it's an AM or PM route. The tier, think of tier as a tier equates to one run for the school. So there could actually be multiple tiers if you're doing double backs. I don't actually see any on this particular screen, but sometimes you'll see L1 or L2 or L3 even, which would indicate the first load or the second load for that particular tier for what's coming into or out of a school. Vehicle is going to show you the actual vehicle that's running that route. The route is assigned to a vehicle, but for maintenance reasons and other things, there may be a reason why that particular bus is not being driven that day. And if that's the case, you may see a different, like here's an example, 4889 is the default vehicle, but today it's being driven by 4117. So that's another way you can tell if a different vehicle is going to be running one of the routes that you expect it to be today. And then you'll have the planned time, which is based off the routing that the supervisor puts in the system. Then the actual time is the actual time that that bus arrived at the school. And then the departure is the time it left the school. So it's a really great view for just keeping up with what's coming in and what's coming out of your school. And it's pretty much as simple as that. You can actually click on one of these buses as well, and it usually will highlight just that one bus. So that's another feature of the screen. It'll show it for about 15 seconds, and then it'll go back to the default screen. So that's also another helpful thing that you can do on here. The last thing I want to show you is how can you get help on this application. Again, if you come over to the main menu, at the very bottom, there's help and training. Under help and training, there is a user guide. And one of the things that I really like about this Synovia system is they've done a very good job documenting just about everything in this system. So if I want, there's a series of training videos here. If you're a video person and you like to see someone explain step by step how to do something on a video, you can click that. But everything is organized by content and the type of content. So what I was just showing you was the school monitor. I can find it under comparative analysis and school monitor. And here's a document that's going to show me everything about that. I'll share this link with you. It's been shared with folks usually when we've signed somebody up for a school. This is one of the links that we'll share this document, but I just wanted to show you how to get back to this in case you were curious or wanted some more information. And it does show you everything about the screen. I just showed you the school monitor. I think that's about it for this quick overview, and I thank you for your time. Have a great day.